Hello everybody, in this video review I want to share my opinion about the game Cris Tales. So what is Cris Tales? Well, this is a story-based, turn-based RPG game. Now from what I've read, the game was developed for 7 years, so what a long time. So what actually caught my attention? Well, for many other people like myself, the visuals were absolutely stunning. And I did play the demo. And I love it, and I decided when it comes out I'm gonna buy it. Well, I didn't know that it's actually gonna come to Xbox Game Pass. So once I knew, I just went to Xbox Game Pass. I'm a subscriber, and I just downloaded the game. I didn't even to buy it on Steam. So yeah, if you have Xbox Game Pass, you can actually download and play it. I don't know for how long it's gonna be there, but as of the time of making this video, it's there. Yes, so first of all, the game is played with keyboard, and usually I'm not a fan of just keyboard. There's something just can't connect with this. I need either the mouse or maybe use a gamepad, but it actually turned out to be very simple and very accessible and very good to use, especially in combat. Now there are so many things to love about Cris Tales. A few of those, of course. One is the visuals. It's absolutely amazing in my opinion. And I'm a big fan of anime, by the way, and manga since I went to Japan and stayed for quite some time, several months. I just fell in love with this, so I'm kind of really attracted now to games that have this kind of cartoony, especially Japanese-inspired art style. Now everything comes together so well. The storytelling, the characters are so lovable, and usually I don't like lots of text in games. Sometimes you're just moving forward, you just want to get to the game. But if it's actually well made, I can actually enjoy it. I'm telling you, I would those people just want to jump straight to the action. But actually in Cris Tales, I really enjoy just listening to the characters and get connected with them and follow the story. And it doesn't happen in every game, I can tell you. Alright, cool. Hello.
What a lovely day for a walk in the woods.
Magda. Now the story revolves about Crisbel, a naive little girl that realizes at some point that she has very mysterious powers. Powers that allows her to see things in the past and in the future. Was added to your bag. Crisbel, past, present, and future. Well, this part of the mechanics of the game are all about. Yeah, from that point on, in most of the places that you're going to be, you're gonna see a triangle that the left side of the screen represents the past, the middle represents the present, and the right side represents the future. And basically the game evolves around playing with this when it comes to puzzles in the game, understanding some of the contacts and the things behind the story. You actually can get into the past or the future with your little Matthias frog, which can jump between times, and you can do things. And basically also the present, past, and future also affects some of the combat mechanics as well. And keep in mind that Cris Tales doesn't have auto-save options, so basically you can save the game manually in the map or in the town. There are certain areas, so it's not a problem. Basically you have plenty of time to save. If you made a decision and you actually got into a different outcome, you want to do it again, you can do this. So when it comes to save, no problem. Now the thing is that the little puzzles are actually nice, you know, the different things you can do, because it evolves around the mechanic of the present, past, and future. Again, they're not complicated puzzles, but kind of interesting and fun. Once you find something, sometimes I got stuck for several minutes. I think I was able to solve some of the puzzles, but in general, they are not hard. Now keep in mind that there are both the main mission and side quests that you can do. You don't have to, of course, see the side quests, but they're quite rewarding. I actually did everything because I really wanted to explore everything the game has to offer. But again, this is something you can do. It's up to you to decide whether you want to do them or not. Now keep in mind, it's an RPG game, so this is, for example, a store, and you can actually buy items, and you can actually fight with 3 heroes at the same time. Mo will join you, by the way, as you play, but not all of them can be in in a combat. Only 3 max. This is the weapon. Each character has its own weapon. Some are more powerful when it comes to magic. Some are with melee, like Cris Tales. She has this really cool sword. You can upgrade the weapons as well, which is really cool. Kind of playing around and upgrading and becoming more powerful as you go. And by the way, it actually reminded me of the game Wonder Boy. Even the little sounds and the music, so I got very nostalgic actually playing the game. I just felt that I'm playing a game that I played so many years ago. So it was a great feeling. Now you'll be able also to sell items as well and get money for them, and of course buy other things that you might need. Alright, let's talk combat. So combat is, again, it's turn-based, but with Q to E. So basically, there are situations where you can actually do crits and block when you do it at the right time. And they're gonna play with this with timing, so you can actually miss, of course. But again, once you get used to it, you can be pretty good at just blocking different attacks. In some battles, you can actually benefit from this because you can actually have some buffs for the enemies if they were able to successfully hit. Yeah, it's a fun way. Some people don't like it, some do. I personally don't mind. It's actually fun. It was actually fun just getting this more of the real-time action, although still maintaining the turn-based combat, which I really love in this type of JRPG style games. So we know these are water, so this is easy choice. Water bubble. I'm gonna attack them first. Nice. If you play Persona, by the way, you're probably well familiar with this type of design. It's probably inspired by it, and it's really fun. It's very easy to do with the keyboard. At some point, you're just gonna go like, it goes so fast because you already know how to do all the things. And of course, you can see at the bottom left, you can actually see your stats, your HP, MP, and CP. Not all characters, by the way, require magic points. Again, depends on the character. Some of them will join if they don't require this. You also have your kind of ability to combo with other heroes and create really a powerful strike, which is really nice. But you need the meter. There's a yellow meter you see on the left side. So basically, you synchronize an attack with another character, you can really create some really cool stuff with this. So again, for extra damage and other type of buffs. As I go past. Nice. He's gonna attack. But you can see that one of the main thing about this using Cris Tales is you can actually change the time. You can move enemies from the left side of the screen to the past, and those on the right side, if there are ones here just on the left, but if there are ones on the right, she can just move this to the future. So basically this can affect the enemies. They're gonna also look different, and in some cases gonna behave different. And there are other type of effects which I won't spoil you here, but there are other type of effects which you can use with other type of heroes that will join your group. One of the things that you learn early on, for example, you can actually plant an item that it will take a long time for it to actually deal damage. But if you put it in the past and then put it in the present and then move the time to the future, we can actually cause it to activate it and deal all the damage at once very, very fast by combining some of the abilities of the other heroes with the ability for Isabelle to change time. Now, one of the negative things that the game was criticized about is the random encounters. There are plenty of them. So there are different areas in the map like this. When you move, suddenly a combat will trigger. And this can be quite often. Even if you just get stuck, for example, on the right side and just move in place, it will still trigger because you're just kind of moving. The thing is that this actually makes it a bit of chore in some situations, but it leads to a point where you actually don't need to grind. because you're gonna have so much of these encounters, which is combat, by the way. It's actually fun. But sometimes in some situation, you really kind of feel, why now? Why now? You're just doing something, moving something, and just triggers again. So maybe it can tone a bit, optimize a bit, but overall, there's no need to grind in the game. Even, when you want XP to unlock new abilities, but even after you finish the game, I finished the game, and I think I can still unlock many more other abilities that I even haven't discovered just yet for my characters. You can do this. I got to the end with things that, still left by different abilities that I didn't even use. Or maybe an ability of one of the characters that can actually collect, like Pokemon, collect different type of enemies and use different type of their abilities. But I got to the end without actually being able to get so many of them, because you don't need everything to actually finish the game. The game is not that hard to actually make you grind. So if you don't like grindy games, well, you'll be happy with this game. Now at the top of the screen you can actually see the turns, and by the way you can actually apply speed both in stats, and there are some abilities that add speed or even reduce speed, and the speed will decide who actually play first. So there are different type of stats like attack and defense. It's up to you to kind of optimize things to actually be able to perform well in combat. There are lots of abilities, by the way. They are really cool, and it's really fun to play with them during combat. Yeah, just don't forget the QTA thing, where you actually attack or defend. You can actually cause things to happen when you just do it at the right time. Alright, this is type. You can actually scan enemies by seeing their invulnerability as well. And here you can actually see me just that, scanning an enemy to see which element they're actually weak against. Now there are plenty of boss fights in the game. Some are challenging, some are less challenging, but overall they're fun. If you ask me, I would probably prefer that were kind of more challenging boss fights. It wasn't too hard for me, and some of the boss fights kind of feel a bit familiar. So in that aspect, I feel a bit kind of this was a miss. I wanted something that feels a lot different, that really requires me to think and probably even grind a bit more to kind of find the items that I need in order to beat certain boss. But it didn't happen. It just feels a bit too easy. Now let me tell you about something. First of all, let's talk about some of the bad things. There are only like several, I think like 4 save slots. And if you want to maybe go back and fight a certain boss again because you just want to, well, with 4 saves, only save, you won't be able to do this. So the game doesn't have replay value at all. There's like no really something for in-game, no replayability. I really wanted to just continue playing and discover more, because I even haven't unlocked all my abilities for my characters, and I want something like endgame that I can actually continue and have replay value, but nothing, really nothing. Once you finish this, you can only go to the previous save and try the last boss again if you want to, be the last save, but other than this, no replay value. Why? And this just feels such a great miss that this game doesn't have really something like an end game which can provide replay value. And some of the characters, by the way, that allows you to actually collect weak enemies and just take them, and you can use the card. There's a card to actually use for different abilities. Each character has its own, each enemy has its own unique ability. You can actually acquire this by capturing this like a Pokemon. This is really cool, but the thing is that you get this character at the end of the game, relatively at the end, so you don't really have a lot of time to actually capture a lot of enemies and play with this and enjoy this. It's really cool mechanic, but you just get it at the end of the game. Really sad. I mean, I wouldn't mind just going again, continue playing with my character in maybe a hard mode, something that allowed me to continue playing the game and enjoy it. I didn't want the experience to end because I enjoyed it so much. So this really feels bad. I mean, if you think how many years they actually worked on the game, but of course it depends on how big is the group, right? I mean, years doesn't really tell you the whole story about, you know, some companies are very small and take them a long time to develop. It doesn't mean that the game is going to be, you know, full, but still, you know, people who enjoy playing the game, just finishing the game and not having anything else, just feel a bit frustrating. Now that being said, you need to understand that overall the game is absolutely a blast. I mean, when it comes to voice acting, especially the design of the game that I know many people like, is absolutely insane. Just beautiful visuals combined with amazing music. It's really gonna feel you like you're gonna get into the game. You know what I mean? You're just gonna forget what's actually out there in the world and just encapsulate yourself with a beautiful story. And you know, just being part of this amazing world that the developer have created. Now, to be honest, I look at the different reviews out there and I feel bad. Even on Steam, only 97 reviews. Such a beautiful, amazing game. If I actually didn't have this one on Xbox Game Pass and was about to buy it and I waited a bit, I would probably wouldn't buy it because just look at this. Oh, come on, the reviews aren't that good and not many people are actually interested. Maybe it's not just a good game. And the price, by the way, the price isn't low, so people would think twice actually before buying it. So I definitely can understand this. But if you ask me, the game is absolutely a blast. There, of course, are issues that I hope the developers will optimize a bit even more to make it more, you know, some of the issues that we have. But overall, the game is just so much fun. I have such a great experience. Otherwise, I wouldn't play it. Sometimes, you know, when I play games, if I get, you know, bored and I didn't like it, I just stop. I don't have to play it. If I don't enjoy it, that's it. I got it even from Xbox Game Pass for free. I mean, you can just go and try another game. But it was so much fun and I really enjoyed it. So I actually got to a point where I actually finished it. So for me, Cris Tales did many things. First of all, I felt like I'm inside a comic book. I really love the turn-based combat and I really like the QTE thing because that's something more real-time to the combat, so I like the mix. Some don't, I do. I actually love it. The other thing is that it was really a great ride. I mean, really cool characters, lovable characters, really cool voice acting. I actually felt that they can be actually maybe try to release maybe a kind of a manga series of these characters and world. I would probably be like among those first in line to actually buy it and read it. There's also, they're inspired from other games, so you're gonna feel the nostalgia. Sometimes you don't really can point to which games, but they really take some really good things from many games that you know, they were successful and people like them and combine it into this game. So you feel it. Sometimes I can't point out exactly, but you know, with the music, with the gameplay, but of course they bring something original, but of course the most original thing here is the art style that I really like, and it's amazing, guys. Maybe I didn't say it enough in this review, but the art style is absolutely gorgeous, and combined with the music, it's so harmonic and beautiful. You really have to experience it. Now, beautiful doesn't mean that you're gonna actually enjoy it. This is actually, by the way, me playing Raji yesterday. One of the most beautiful game that I played. Just gorgeous, stunning game with beautiful music. This game is absolutely stunning. But I got bored with the gameplay. I just didn't like it. I mean, it's not bad, but it wasn't too exciting either. But the game looks absolutely amazing. So again, visuals, it's not the only thing, but we want this in games. This is something that really, especially for certain games, that can really enhance the immersion and experience. But again, when it comes to Cris Tales, I was just blown away. Alright, bottom line, should you buy the game? Well, bottom line is, in my opinion, yes. If you have Xbox Game Pass, by the way, just please give this game a try. I mean, what are you waiting for? Especially if you like turn-based games, JRPG games, you're gonna love it. Well, at least you need to try. But to buy it, whether or not, if I knew what I know now after finishing the game, I would buy it, definitely. This is just one of those games that, you know, after I finish it and went to bed, you know, this time that all these memories and, you know, just stay with you. So that's how I know that I actually got a lot of this game actually influenced me both emotionally and just because I felt that I had a great experience. It's like when you go to a trip or anything, and go abroad and visit a place that you haven't seen, and you just get back home and you have all these memories coming back from the trip. That's how I felt when I actually finished the game. So that's how good the game is. So it doesn't come without issues, and I do hope the developer grab those issues, the feedback from the community and fix those issues. But otherwise, I think even with this, the game as it is right now, as of the time of making this video, I think it's worth it. I love it. I just love the game. So please make something more, developers. Please add more replay value to the game. I really don't want to put it aside and say, oh, I play Cris Tales, and no, I don't want to be like something. I want to get back to the game. I really want to play it more. So please add replay value, please. So this is it for this video. Hope you enjoyed this one. Well, now you know what I think about the game. So it's up to you to decide whether what you see here actually convinced you to get it, or maybe you think you want to wait a bit more. So yeah, consider subscribing to my channel. Give this one a little like. And I'll see you soon on the next video. Thanks for watching, everyone. Cheers. Bye-bye.